and the buildings from the farm into the office complex. On this end, once we get up here, on this end, you'll see a ranch-style house from the 1960s. That was a student home for the Milton Hershey School. And on the far end is a big brick dorm house with dormers on it sticking out towards the road. That was built in the 1930s. And in between is the barn from the farm. Today's the tax office for the dairy township. Over here to the left is the Antonka factory, bordered on both sides by Hershey kiss bushes, because when the factory was initially built back in 1993, it was built to make molded and filled Hershey kisses. Now, in a few moments, we're going to drive right past the factory, and I'll tell you all about it once we get over there. But this is your first look at the world's super advanced factory for the production of milk chocolate. Those Scots-Irish settlers that came here in the early 1700s as the Revolutionary War approached, they were migrating west seeking opportunity along the frontier. Then behind them came people from southwestern Germany and Switzerland, an area that's sandwiched between those two countries called the Palatinate. And the folks that came from that area came over here, they were mostly farmers, and they started to settle in this area. So that by the middle of the 1800s, all around us here, this was Pennsylvania Dutch dairy country. Cornfields, I can't find a cornfield around here. I can't find one around here because they rotated crops. Last year it was cornfields, this year it's soybeans. So the cornfields and cows, lots and lots of cows. Milton Hershey was born on a Pennsylvania Dutch dairy farm, not very far from here, way back in 1857 BC. You know what that stands for, right? Before chocolate. That farm was started by his great-grandfather, Isaac Hershey, in 1796, and then passed down through the family, father to son, until it came to Milton Hershey's parents, Henry Hershey, and his mother, Veronica Buckwalter Snavely Hershey. Everybody just called her. He had a little sister. Her name was Serena, but Serena passed away when she was 5 years old from scarlet fever. She was Milton Hershey's sibling. And that was his immediate family, Henry and Fanny. Henry and Fanny, they were two very different personalities. Fanny was the daughter of a successful Lancaster County farming family, the Snavely family. She was a plain Mennonite lady. Plain means she dressed plain. She wore a long black dress, a black bonnet, a white apron, and she had that Pennsylvania work ethic. You know, get up real early in the morning, work hard all day long, go to bed early. His father, Henry, he was a different sort of a bird. Henry was an intellectual. He always dressed in a very dapper fashion. He wore a suit with a bow tie, a fedora hat. Henry carried a cane with a gold cap. His nose was often in a book, and when he wasn't reading, his head was up here in the clouds. He wanted to be all those things he was reading about. An adventurer, an explorer, an inventor. And the sense of dreaming big like his father Henry, the work ethic, the industry, the stick-to-itiveness to get the job done like his mother Fanny. Henry took the family away from the farm, went off chasing his dreams. Had a lot of great ideas, but never made the family much money. Consequently, young Milton Hershey had a poor, unstable childhood. He lived in 17 different places as he grew up. He attended 7 different schools by the time he was 14 years old. And young Milton Hershey never had much more than a 4th or 5th grade formal education. He dropped out of school and he went right to work. But 1 year later, the year he turned 15 years old, his mother Fanny made a decision for him that affected the rest of his life. And I'll tell you what that was in a couple minutes. Right now, I'm at the West Hershey Chocolate Factory. The old chocolate factory built downtown, started making chocolate in 1905. The demand for that chocolate was so great, every couple of years, 3 years, sales doubled. And so they kept expanding the factory and adding on to it. By the 1940s, it was 42 buildings all under one roof. 2.2 million square feet of floor space. It occupied 20 acres. By the 1970s, that old factory was showing its age. And by the 1990s, when the Hershey Company wanted to expand on the Hershey Kiss product line, they looked at the old factory downtown. They said, this new equipment's not going to fit in this old building without spending a lot of extra money to refurbish it. It would be wiser to build a new factory. That's what they did. The part that has the blue stripe around it opened in 1993 to make molded and filled Hershey Kisses. Between the years 2010 and 2012, they expanded the factory back that direction. When that expansion was complete, they had doubled the size of this factory to nearly 700,000 square feet. Moved all the production from the old factory downtown. They retired the original chocolate factory. All the chocolate we make here in town today is made at the West Hershey plant. 1,100 chocolate workers work in there. Their jobs are pretty technical. Nobody touches the ingredients of the product. It's all done by machines. They work on computers and tell the machines what to do in here. If you signed up to create your own candy bar today, you're pretending you're one of those workers. You put on a white apron, a white bonnet, you work on a computer, you tell the computer what kind of candy chocolate bar to make, and then you follow that chocolate bar along as it's being created on a scaled down version of the assembly line up there. Well, thanks for waiting for me. The old chocolate factory downtown, in its heyday, they could make 33 million Hershey Kisses every day. They could rack 15 bars in 1 minute, and it would take the milk from 50,000 dairy cows for just 1 day of chocolate making at the old factory downtown. At that old factory, when they made Hershey Kisses, they extruded the Kisses on a wide conveyor belt. Not so up here at West Hershey plant. West Hershey, they pour the chocolate into molds. They can combine different kinds of chocolate, add various ingredients to the candies. And they don't travel around on wide conveyor belts in there. They can travel around on a little narrow conveyor belt, just about the width of a Hershey Kiss. Designed that way, so if there's any imperfections, the Kiss will fall off the conveyor belt. And they travel around in there at the rate of 900 per second. I'll tell you how much candy they make up there in a few moments. But first, let's pass around some of the kinds of Kisses they make at the West Hershey plant. Now, what we do with the baskets of candy here on the trolley, we pass the baskets back one side, across the back, and up to the front. I'm going to ask you, please don't get up from your seats to pass the back, just so if you can sort of arm reach that way. We don't want anyone to have an accident. And so pass it back one side, across the back, up to the front. I'll alternate sides as I alternate baskets. This basket here has an assortment of the kind of Kisses we make at West Hershey. So like the little tag on top of a Hershey Kiss, it's called a plume, like the plume on a hat. And it tells you what kind of Kiss it is. So for example, this one here, this blue one says cookies and cream. These are great. I love these things. They're my favorite. Cookies and cream. Makes my mouth water just saying it. They're wonderful. I love them. Oh, but then I forgot about these gold ones. That's a caramel Kiss. Who likes chocolate and caramel together? Yeah, me too. I love them. They're my favorites. These silver ones with the stripes, that's those Hershey Hugs I was telling you about. Little milk chocolate Kiss in there, robed in white chocolate. Oh, man, they're wonderful. I love them. They're my favorites. Oh, but then, who loves dark chocolate? Yeah, dark chocolate. These purple ones right here, that says dark on it. Guess what? They're my favorites. Sort of fickle when it comes to Hershey Kisses. Well, let's see. 1917, a fella came to town. His name was Harry Burnett Reese. He was a dairyman by trade, but as a young man, places where he lived, he would try to start little candy businesses. Kept failing till he came here. Got a job at the Hershey Chocolate Company. As a dairyman initially, later on he worked in the factory. He and Mr. Hershey became good friends, and Milton Hershey inspired Harry to try making candy again. So when Harry would leave work at the end of the day, he'd head home to his house on East Riva Avenue in town, where he lived with his wife and 16 children. Yeah, ladies, you heard me right, 16 kids. I call them his research and sales staff. He would try out a new recipe on them. If he got 32 thumbs up, he knew he was on to something. He tried peanut butter covered with chocolate on those kids. He got 32 thumbs up. That was so successful, he outgrew 2 factories, and his family built the one coming up ahead of us here in 1957. Coming up ahead of us here in a moment is the H.B. Reese factory. Now, it's been upgraded and enlarged several times since 1957. Today, it's a state-of-the-art facility. It's right beyond the dentist office here. For some reason, we got a lot of dentists here in town. I don't know why. But this is the Reese factory right here. And just like the West Hershey plant, it's highly automated. All the ingredients come in one end of the factory and out the other end. With the help of 600 chocolate workers every day, come 5 million full-sized wrapped and bagged peanut butter cups. Those little miniature ones, you know, the ones you unwrap and pop in your mouth, they have 2 lines in there that make those, and when both lines are operating simultaneously, they can make 9,000 of those a minute. They also make Kit Kat bars in there. Altogether, they make 2 million pounds of candy a day at the Reese factory. But neither the Reese factory nor the original chocolate factory downtown can top West Hershey plant. Over here at the West Hershey plant, every day, 340,000 gallons of fresh milk come to this factory from farms within a 90-mile radius to make milk chocolate. And every day at West Hershey plant, they make upwards of 80 million Hershey Kisses. That's over 3 million Hershey Kisses Hershey Kisses a minute, 900 Hershey Kisses a second. There's a lot of kisses going on in that factory. They make 4 million chocolate bars a day, chocolate bars with almonds, symphony bars, Rolo caramels, chocolate syrup. 3 million pounds of chocolate and chocolate candy every day at West Hershey. 2 million pounds a day. What did you get? What did they give you? Can't going down there. First, working on you know what they call it? Oh, I don't either. I thought maybe you heard. That's where they're working on it. It's self-proprietary, you know. So that's where they're working on it. That's where they hire people whose job it is to taste chocolate. I always tell my guests on the product, take that certificate over there. Maybe they'll give you a job. Even if it's for one day, you can tell people I was a chocolate taster for Hershey for one day. I showed them my Hershey Palatier certificate. Across the street from us is the Hershey Lodge and Convention Center, built in the 1960s. Today it's Pennsylvania's largest resort convention center, 665 guest rooms, 100,000 square feet of convention space. The hill behind it is